Good evening, everyone. This is Tuesday, September 18th, and it's the regular meeting of the Raynham Board of Selectmen. Before we go into our meeting, I have a reminder, and that is to let everybody know that this meeting is being recorded live by Raynham, something that I've neglected to do before, which is now here. We are returning from an executive session with no decision made. Would you all rise, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Can I have a motion to accept the minutes?
Motion to accept.
Motion to accept the minutes of September 4th. We didn't second
those
the
that you
last,
tabled.
right? And I vote
The current one?
affirmatively on September 4th.
Sure. And are you prepared to do last week's, Ms. Riley?
Well, I would just like to make a correction. I think the firefighter that was commended is firefighter Scott Pinardi, is that correct? And he is a Raynham firefighter, so if the minutes could reflect that. And also the commission that needs a couple of members is the Raynham Historical Commission. I know there's always confusion between Raynham Historical Society, which is a wonderful nonprofit organization, but it's the Historical Commission that's looking for the members. So with those corrections, I would agree to approve.
Yep, motion to approve with Ms. Riley's edits.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
We have, Jim Donovan is supposed to be here for his monthly report. Is he still outside?
I think he left.
Okay. We have no appointments this evening, no public hearing. Any new business?
None, Madam Chair.
Pat,
No.
do you have anything new? Okay. Completion of all business. On my agenda is the discussion of a proposed dog park.
If I could, Madam Chairman, I did ask that that be put on the agenda because I would just like, before it goes to town meeting, more information on that. I have some questions, and perhaps if we could invite the proponents in to the next meeting. Questions, I'd just like to know if they have approached the school district, the school committee, to see if they have any issues, it being in close proximity to the school, and how it's going to be maintained and so forth. So we can get all that information out before it goes before the voters. I would appreciate that.
Can you see to that, David, that you get somebody in here that has any idea as to what they want? Okay, town administrators report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ongoing projects, the North School, the cleaning service for the building will be done as soon as the painting is completed. And I've been in touch with the painting service, but they have not been in touch with me. That should be resolved fairly soon. The Capital Planning Committee met today and interviewed department heads that have requested capital spending, recommendations, and a meeting with the Board of Selectmen to follow next week. Special town meeting was considered to be tentatively scheduled for November 12th. That's in line with the typical annual special town meeting date. And just another reminder, Historical Commission needs 2 more members. Contact Selectman Riley or the Selectman's office for more information. Next Selectmen's meeting will be next week, September 25th at 7 p.m. Next department head meeting will be this Thursday, September 20th at 9:30. And the next Southeast Massachusetts Health Group will be next month in Seekonk, October 11th. And the next Sursage meeting will be September 19th, tomorrow in Mansfield.
Any questions? David? Okay, Selectmen's report.
I do have a report, Madam Chair, but I would just propose perhaps we take Chief Janus, because I believe he was looking to be under department heads before we go to the Selectmen's reports.
Chief, you have something you want to say?
Good evening. I know we're supposed to have some discussion on our addition. I like to, no? I thought that was supposed to be on the,
Well, it's not on our agenda, but that's okay.
I'd like to table that for one, maybe possibly 2 weeks until we get a feasibility study done. And the other thing, the building committee, I spoke with Dan Andrade. He's interested in being on it. And maybe if we could put Bob Iafrades on it for this project. It's a recommendation, not,
I have no issues with that, Madam Chair. I know we used to have previous building commissioners, and I think Bob's spot would just be a matter of,
From Dennis to Bob.
yeah, exactly. And then adding Dan, I mean, if he's interested, I think he has a unique skill set in construction and
yes.
that.
I don't have a problem with it. John Noblin's on that committee, Frank Campbell's on that committee, and
Betancourt.
Joe Betancourt's on that
Somebody
committee.
else, isn't it?
Joe Betancourt.
No,
It was Rod Palmer,
Rod,
yeah,
who's been gone about 10 years.
yeah,
okay.
So,
Good.
yeah, I would make that in the form of a motion.
do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Not a problem.
Yeah, so
The
I'm
cus,
not sure how long this is gonna take. But,
I want everybody to know that I did stop by and see Chief Janis regarding this whole situation and advised him to contact the building committee that we already have in existence, and they will lead you on the right path as to how to get everything done. So I have no problem accepting a motion to table any discussion on this for, what did you want, 2 weeks, Jim?
yeah, and I'll get back to you then.
So moved.
I'm not sure how long that's gonna take.
Right.
Well,
I-
maybe the motion could say table it until the chief is ready
Indefinitely.
to
Okay.
return.
Okay.
And the other thing, I don't know, like I proposed, the 1.2 million, I don't know if you wanna put that on the town meeting floor and put it in a separate account, like we suggested.
I know we have capital due in next week, Chief. My recommendation's going to be the same, to commit those funds to your department.
Okay, put it in a separate account, right?
Well, my recommendation was a capital improvement account.
Oh,
I had,
whatever.
yeah, I had spoken
Yeah.
to the town accountant last year to set up something like that.
Okay.
But we
good.
can discuss it, no
Yeah.
problem.
Okay,
On the motion? all
On the
in
motion, I
favor?
would just say, too, that certainly recognize the needs that your fire department has, chief, and that we fully support addressing them in the proper way. And
Okay.
thank you for your help and input on it.
you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
I still have the motion without it.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Thanks.
Now I'll have the selectmen's
Thank you.
report.
I, two quick things, Madam Chair, and one of them's timely. Mr. Ellis is here. I just want to thank and congratulate him and his bride, Shirley, for putting on another spectacular Pride Day. I don't know how he does it every year, but he's always able to get the weather to be great, and there always seems to be some new vendors participating, and just always a healthy turnout. So Kevin, we don't say it enough to you, but thank you, and please extend our best to Shirley as well. And the only other thing I have is I talked to our highway superintendent today on the 138 issues, and I had suggested to him he offer to take some Mass Highway officials for a ride on 138. And he did, and they actually accepted that. And so I was quite happy with that. And Mr. Buckley said after the nice ride he took them on, they've agreed to do some more emergency repairs. It's not going to be a permanent fix, I think. That cannot be emphasized enough, but there's going to be some additional improvements done, a couple 300-foot sections, additional remediation for potholes, and he said, weather permitting, they expect to make some of those improvements at the end of this week. So it's been a long journey, but I appreciate Mr. Buckley's tenacity, and I also think credit should be given to District 5 for the willingness to go for a ride-along, because when I pitched that to him, I didn't think they would take it.
That was good getting them to go.
Yes.
But the Business and Economic meeting had already had a meeting on that and had already discussed with everyone. And they had said they were going out there and they were going to get something done ASAP.
Yeah, that was on one 300-foot section near Sylvan Road. This
Yes.
is now going to incorporate additional sections.
Yeah, which is great,
Yes.
which is absolutely great.
And that's all I
Maybe you
have.
can drive down there without getting killed,
That's all I have, Madam Chair.
which is easy to do. Pat, do you have anything?
A couple things. Our health agent, Mr. Tanis, notified us that the Massachusetts Department of Public Health has advised our Board of Health that there has been a second positive West Nile virus mosquito sample found in Raynham. Sample was collected from a pool on September 11th in the western area of town. The first positive sample was on August 20th and was in the southwest quadrant of town. There are no human or animal cases in Raynham. Last night, a 12th human case of West Nile virus was announced in the state, which was in Suffolk County. There are still no positive eastern equine encephalitis samples or cases in the state. It is important, we emphasize, to continue using precautions to avoid mosquito bites, including applying insect repellent and wearing long pants and sleeves when outdoors. Be aware of peak mosquito hours, dusk to dawn, and mosquito-proof your home until the first hard frost. And our health agent will keep us updated on that. We thank him for that. Also, I just want to say again kudos and thank you to Kevin Ellis and Shirley for another wonderful Raynham Pride Day. I think every year there are more exhibits there, and it's just absolutely fantastic. And also, just as a point of privilege, I would ask that I know under Selectmen's report we can bring up anything, but if it's something that requires a vote, obviously if it's something simple like an appointment or something, that's not a problem. But if it's something like the dog park or the fire department project, bring it up under on the Selectmen's report and ask that it be put on the agenda for the next meeting. I think I'm not as aware of some of the background as my colleagues are, so I would appreciate that. And I think also for the public, it gives them an opportunity, in keeping with the open meeting law, to know that we're going to vote on something. And along those lines, I would just ask the board to consider if maybe, in keeping with the practice that some other committees have done, that we consider moving public input up to the beginning, toward the beginning of the meeting. I think if we are going to make a vote on a critical issue, that way if somebody wants to comment on it, they can do it before we vote. At the end of the meeting, we've already voted, and their input really is not going to help us in that way. And also, if they have something they want to bring to our attention but can't stay for the whole meeting, they could do that as well. So I just offer that as a suggestion to think about, and maybe we can consider that at a future meeting. And other than that, I think that's all I have right now.
Thank you very kind. Kevin, since you have been receiving all these accolades, maybe you'd like to get up and talk a little bit about what happened on Pride Day.
Thank you. I will do that. I've got a couple of other things, if you don't mind.
Certainly.
Excuse me. First, I want to say thank you to the board for allowing Shirley and I to do Pride Day for the 20th year.
Wow.
It's our pleasure, and I thank you for the wonderful compliments, but it's a joint effort. Everyone pitches in, everyone's there together. Without the Lions Club, the police and fire department, and especially for me, Boy Scout Troop 43 out of St. Anne's Church, I would not survive the day without the Scouts. They're the first ones there after myself. At times they've beaten me there. And the Scouts and the Scout leaders work tirelessly from 9 a.m. to after 5 p.m. They, whenever anyone arrives, they help them to empty their vehicles, set up their pop-ups, set up their tables, and then they police the grounds constantly. And we're all very proud of the fact that after Pride Day is over, the gazebo park is cleaner than when we arrived there in the morning. And that all falls on the Scout leaders and the Boy Scouts. And, I appreciate the kind words that you give to Shirley and I, but I just want to make it just clear who it is that does the majority of the work that day. Secondly, I would like to request your permission to do it again September 15 of 2019.
I would make a motion to support that request.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And primary reason I was hoping I could speak tonight, I'm going to request your approval / blessing for a new project I'm planning. I'm doing this with the moral support, initially moral support, but also the support of the St. Anne Raynham Knights of Columbus. I'm sure you've all heard of a thing called the Wall That Heals, or the Traveling Wall. It's a three-quarter size replica of the Vietnam Wall in Washington. I would like to have your permission to start working to bring that to Raynham. My goal is for August of 2020. I've already gotten a lot of the paperwork involved. I've spoken to the directors of the traveling wall, and as I said, right now I have the support of the Knights of Columbus, and I'm going to be going out asking everyone else for support. But I thought it would start from, once I had my organization backing me, to request permission from you three, because you are the ones that could tell me yes or no. So
I think it's a great idea. I know Middleborough hosted it a year or two ago, and
no, they hosted a similar thing.
oh,
But it
okay.
has never been, according to the directors of the project, I'm sorry to, Joe, according to the directors of the project in Virginia, the young lady I spoke to, it has never been in this part of Massachusetts. About 3 months ago, it was in Holyoke, but that's the closest it's been.
Well, even better. Than I think it's a great idea, and I appreciate your willingness to spearhead that for the community, Kevin. I would motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You guys know I like projects, so, it keeps
I
me
know, you just
going.
can't sit still.
If you sit down and vegetate, you become a vegetable.
If you rest, you rust.
Yeah, so, I've got too many things on my mind. When do you think, see my next project after we bring this to fruition?
One at a time.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, I'm already working on next year's project. I've already got 3 new people signed up.
Yeah.
They couldn't make it out this year, so I signed them up, and I hope everyone had a chance to try Two Jerks Barbecue. When they brought out the smoker this year, I was shocked at that, so, that was a very happy addition.
Yeah, it's very nice.
So, but again, thank you for everything, for your support of my new project, our new project. I will be putting together a committee now that you've given me your blessing, and we'll do everything we can. As I said, 2020, August 2020, gives me roughly 25 months to raise the monies we need, because they asked for every organization to have approximately $25,000. So I figure if I can get enough groups behind us,
You'll make it without any problems.
it won't be a problem, but I will be talking to everyone and requesting favors from you 3 board members as well. I'm not going to lie about it, I'm sure you'll help me any way you can, and I'll keep everyone apprised every so often as to where we are, so that you can either chastise me or, help me with any other things I need.
Well,
Thank
Thank
We're
you
at your
very much.
disposal if you need anything.
Thank you again for everything, and again, thank you for the kind words about Pride Day, but, I was only the figurehead. Shirley and I do what we can, but it's everyone working together that makes it the success it has been.
Anytime you have a project and people all work together, it always works.
That's what I've found, so,
Thank you, Kevin.
thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
I'll take my leave now if you don't mind.
You're excused.
We'll talk. Thanks.
He's going to knuckle you to help him. We don't have any press time. Do we have any emergency business?
None, Madam Chair.
None? Community citizens input? Anything anybody want to say? Now's the time. Nope. Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, sign the bills, no business thereafter.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, correspondence.
On the phone. I forgot to read this lovely letter from the Mass Municipal Association. Dear local official, the Mini Energy Program Fall 2018 Breakfast Series is coming up on October 10th, 18th, and 25th. We know that the winter heating season fast approaches and changes to the state law is on the horizon. These discussions are timely. We invite you to join us for a breakfast and conversation about creating an energy strategy for your municipality. Constellation's energy experts will discuss the current market drivers influencing energy rates, the price components within your control, the newly signed Act to Advance Clean Energy and its effect on cities and towns, and more. Okay, the meetings will be on Wednesday, October 10th in this room from 8 to 10, okay? On Thursday, October 18th, it will be in Springfield, and on Thursday, October 25th, it will be in Lawrence. So if anyone is interested at all, it's Wednesday, October 10th. Do they have to contact anyone to, it doesn't say anything about, it might be a good idea to contact the Selectmen's office to say you are coming, just so that there's enough, room for everybody. Okay? That's it.
Motion to adjourn again, sign the bills, no business thereafter.
Now you can adjourn. Thank you very kindly. All in favor?
Aye.